Oppenheimer is a movie most people only care about because it's directed by Christopher Nolan. And to be honest, that's fair. The man gave us greats like Memento, The Prestige, two of the best Batman movies, and another one. He blew our minds with Inception, made the best movie with Matt Damon in space. No, not that one. And with Dunkirk, he proved he could make a good movie about World War II. He also made Tenet, which we will acknowledge was a movie. Well, he's back in his World War II phase with a 3-hour take on the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer. I love to hate on biopics, and it could be convincingly argued that the last good one came out in 1992. I absolutely will argue that the only truly great biopics are fictional, or at least heavily fictionalized. But it's Christopher Nolan making the biopic. It'll be good, right? Look, Oppenheimer is certainly not a conventional biopic. It jumps between timelines, it toys with surrealism. It is not a linear narrative story. Except that it is, for about an hour in the middle of the movie. And that's actually the most engaging part. We get scientists arguing with scientists. Scientists argue with Matt Damon. Scientists worry that they're going to destroy the entire planet with their creation. And it all builds toward the testing of the atomic bomb, which is genuinely the best scene in the movie. Then there's another hour of the movie after that, which was fine. But what was not fine was the first hour. The movie starts by bombarding us with characters, snippets of Oppenheimer's life to develop backstory, and it doesn't really develop any of these moments or characters, including Oppenheimer. Seriously, you can learn as much about Oppenheimer by skimming his Wikipedia page in 5 minutes than you can from this movie. We're first introduced to young Oppenheimer as a scientist who has trouble sleeping, is bad at lab work, and tries to poison his teacher with cyanide. And I was like, okay, damn, this is gonna be a troubled dude. But 10 minutes later, he's one of the most respected scientists in the world, briefly mentions he went to therapy to tame his murderous tendencies.
I tried to poison my tutor.
Did you hate him?
I liked him very much.
You just needed to get laid.
And he never acts crazy again. No consequences necessary. Anyway, now that he's miraculously cured, he's hooking up with Florence Pugh, who exists solely to be the accidental comic relief in the movie. Seriously, I'm not joking. Florence Pugh earns an unintentional chuckle later in the film too, but right out of the gate, Oppenheimer's most famous quote,
"And now I am become death. Destroyer of worlds."
is said mid-coitus. He's banging Florence Pugh and he says it. And it's hilarious. Because it's bad. It's a bad scene. Weirdly, Florence Pugh is one of the most developed characters in the movie because we at least know she is a communist, she hates flowers, and she's sad a lot. Oppenheimer's eventual wife only gets one character trait. Alcoholism. At one point, Emily Blunt gets so trashed that Oppenheimer gives his baby away to some random dude. It's like 30 minutes into the movie. Seriously, who is this guy? You might think that Oppenheimer giving his baby away, banging random communist broads, and having an alcoholic wife might develop into some sort of character arc throughout the film, but it doesn't. All that is quickly forgotten, because we got nukes to build. Oppenheimer eventually gets kind of sad that he built a bomb that killed a bunch of people, but that's about all of the insight you get into his psyche. I will give a shout out to Matt Damon for being one of the most useful characters. He plays the angry general who argues with Oppenheimer from time to time. He does this too.
How about because this is the most important fucking thing that ever happened in the history of the world?
But we'll let that slide even though it made me laugh. Because it was bad. Robert Downey Jr. is also a character. But if you want to know about him, just watch the movie. I can't bring myself to mention him without shouting. And the shouting would include the only possible spoiler the movie might have. Honestly, he's probably some people's favorite part of the movie, but I wasn't invested enough to care about political sabotage that barely took shape until 2 hours into the film. Yeah, so, Oppenheimer. Watch it because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. Then never watch it again. On a scale from The Dark Knight Rises to The Prestige, it's probably better than Tenet.